Hi, I am Life Coach Patricia Booker with Kingdom Business, where we are empowered, where we heal, we get delivered, and we get free. We know who we are. We elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine purpose. That is the truth of who God created us to be. Thank you all for viewing my videos. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you to all those who have donated to my channel. I truly appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. In today's video, I want to tell you about how to find a good man. Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. How to find a good man, ladies. Even men. How to find a good man. How to find a good woman. How to find a good man / woman. Don't. The way to find a good man or a good woman is to don't do it. What do I mean by that? Well, first of all, ladies, scripture says a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So you shouldn't be looking anyway. Yeah, I understand it's modern times and we're not back in the old school days. Yeah. People do it. The problem with that I've come to learn, is men are naturally designed to hunt. And even though I said for men too, how to find a good wife or a good woman is to don't, men are still the ones who should pursue and seek out a woman. Again, the Bible says, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So he should have found her. She should be just doing what she do, minding her business. And he notices her. Not that he's seeking or looking for a woman, even though sometimes men do that. But in all honesty, when you're a man who is about your father's business and you're waiting on God to bring you that woman that God has for you, you're just going about your business. And then you just notice her. And you just know that it's her. You know that that's your wife. You're a woman. But he's going about his business. So, for the men, that's how you find a good woman. Don't go about your father's business. Even if you pray and put out an attention, you let it go. And when you see her, you will know. Don't go looking for her. You will see her. When the time is right, He, the Lord, will make it happen for you. Okay. Ladies. And I'm really speaking to the ladies mainly because women tend to really, not always across the board, but it's so rampant, looking for a good man. Or looking for a man. Some of them ain't even looking for a good man. They're just looking for a man. The problem with that is that you're looking for one. What often happens is you find something, you looking for something, you find something and find out that ain't even what you want. Many times you don't even know what you want. Many women don't know what they want. You know why? Because they don't know who they are. They haven't found themselves. They don't even know what they truly want. Unfortunately, so many people think a man, sometimes a woman, will fill their inner void or make them whole. I'm not saying the right man or a woman don't fill a space that God has put there for that man or woman to fill. I'm not saying that man or woman can't make you feel wholer. But when God is orchestrating these things, that's the only time a person can make you feel wholer or more complete. Notice I said wholer. There's always an exception. The point is, these are always God designed. Divinely orchestrated, that is. Okay. So, how do you find a good man? Don't find a good man. Find yourself. Find God. Do your work. Another thing, be that you seek. Okay, let's just say you want a good man. You want this kind of a man. You want a man that has this, that, and the other. That's whatever. Go figure. Because many times these are just external attributes and traits, which are okay. But in all honesty, what's really more important is who he is, internally. And that is when you care about who a person is. When you care about doing things God's way. Now, whatever you seek and whatever it is that you're wanting, you should be that yourself. Do the work to be that what you want, and do the work to get to a place where you're not just focused on external things. I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with that, because I'm gonna tell y'all a little story later about how when I went through my process, I did point out to God, can I have a little eye candy too? In other words, a man that looks good, that's pleasant to my eyes, that I would love to look at. Yeah, I wanted a handsome man, and I asked for that. But I get back to that in a minute. The point here is, be that what you are asking for. You know, I've observed and discovered over the course of some of my life that people sometimes want a good man or a good woman. But are they a good man or a good woman? People want the good, but they ain't the good. I've seen where people want people they can trust, but they not even trustworthy. Nobody can't trust you because you're not trustworthy. Yet you want someone that you can trust. Ain't that some stuff? People do it. Y'all know. I ain't making this up. Be what it is that you are asking for. Okay? Do the work. Make yourself a better person. So going back to what I was saying, how do you find a good man or a woman? Don't. Leave it alone. Let it go. Okay. Going back to my story. I remember after I was divorced from, a previous marriage, I took a lot of time to heal and just to do me, to do the work, to heal, and to be honest with you, it was not a wonderful end of experience, which I don't really want to go into. Yet, what I learned from that, it triggered me to love myself more. I want to say more because it's not that I didn't love myself, but it triggered me to love myself more on a higher level. It also launched me literally into my purpose. It helped me to see more of who I was, who I am, and what God had for me. So I'm saying that to say, even though that was a situation that didn't work out, and to be honest, today, no shade to that person, but I'm glad it didn't work out. And when I really look at it, I realized that wasn't the right match for me. It could have been, but sometimes people go left. But the point is, I'm okay with that because of what it brought forth from me and for me. And I'm not saying it was easy. I went through a lot. I went through a lot of pain, but it also brought me a lot of happiness and joy. And not just that, it took me to where I'm finna tell what I'm getting ready to talk to you about now. It brought me to the person that is better suited for me. However, let me be clear. I had to do some work. I had to do some real work. And again, it brought me closer to who I am in God. It caused me to just go deeper in God. It really did. And so, what had happened was, I went through a little period where I was talking to people, just talking, And and I was about my business, about my life, building at the time what I felt was my dreams, my purpose, just doing whatever tasks that were in front of me that I needed to do to continue to move and advance my life forward. So I talked to a few people or whatever, and I felt like, I want to say bored, but they were like a bother to me. I preferred not to deal with them. And the only reason why I was talking to them, because it was something in me, in my spirit, that knew I was supposed to be, or God had something destined for me, relationship wise. So my thinking at some point was like, okay, well, let me at least put myself out there or be open to it. Because I was just big on shutting people down. I just didn't want to be bothered. So when I did, the people who I was coming across, some just, it was just a wrap right off the it didn't take no time for me to just be like, no. But certain ones that I kind of would talk to, I had a conversation with God one day. I said, okay, God, I don't want to be bothered. I said, these people are more of a interruption to me. I said, I don't even want to take out the time to have a conversation with these people. It's like they were a bother to me. And God said to me, he said, you wouldn't feel like that with the right person. So I said, okay. I said, so, well, if you have someone for me and you desire for me to be in a relationship or be married, and that's what God had been teaching and showing me. I'm very good at being single and I enjoy it. Yet I am a wife. And just to throw this in here, you are a wife before you get married. Because you're a wife before you get married. It's what they call wifey material, wife material. That's because you're already a wife. And again, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. He can already see that you're a wife. So, anyway, take note. Okay. So my thing was, okay, God, whoever you have for me, I said, I'm going to let you do it. You know what's best for me. You know what I need. You even know some of my wants, where it's okay for you. I kind of told God, I leave it completely in your hands for you to bring to me who you have for me in your timing, because I wasn't in no hurry. I said, in your timing, I leave it in your hands. And I said, what I will ask, I just asked for, and I asked for a few things, including eye candy. And I said, and I leave it in your hands. And you can do it in your timing. I completely left it in God's hands and let it go. And I went about my business. Literally. I wasn't looking. I never was one looking, but I would put myself out there and try to be open to it. So, anyway, to make a long story short concerning that, soon after he appeared. Okay. Now, the point I'm making there is to say, when you leave it in God's hands and you go about your business doing whatever it is God has for you to do, being about your Father's business or whatever you're doing, He, the Lord, when the time is right, He, the Lord, will make it happen for you. He'll bring it to you. Now, let me share this too. God, when it was coming up, and it wasn't long after I had this conversation with God, that He told me He's coming. So be open to Him. He had to tell me that because, I tend to be closed off. But He let me know, hey, He's coming. I'm sending Him. Be open to Him. He even shared some things, the way it was going to go, and some things that this person would say. Some things. A string of things that he would say to identify him. Now, man, this is just me and God talking. So when he came along, he appeared, I knew exactly who he was. Now, let me say this part too. To wrap that part up, wait on God. Don't look for a man. The way you find a good man is to don't look for him. Let God bring him to you. Let it go. Have a conversation if need be. But put it in his hands for him to give you what it is that he has for you, what's best for you. And maybe a few things that you would like to have, as long as what you're asking for is good for you and okay for you. Because sometimes we ask for things that it really ain't the thing for us. It ain't good for us. It ain't serving us no purpose. Because many times you in your flesh and in your ego asking for something. Again, that's why you end up with stuff that ain't it. Because when God gives you, when you leave it up to God to give you his best for you, what he has for you, he works it out. Now, going into a whole nother part. Just because God brings you who he has for you don't mean everything is going to be peaches and cream, because you may have healed and recovered from some things and maybe a past relationship or past relationships. Yet when this person comes, it triggers something in you that still needs to be healed. In my personal situation, what I learned is I had healed and overcome the person, but the trauma that I experienced still lived in me. So it still was affecting me, what I experienced in that relationship. So this person who God has for me, came along and it triggered. And of course I was tripping out. But what happened is it allowed me to heal. Of course I had to make the decision to do the work. And it was tumultuous, by the way. I had to do the work. I had to heal. Still, it was some still healing that needed to go on in me. Yes, I had overcome and gotten past that person and that situation. But again, the trauma that I experienced has still affected me. So now I had to heal from that. Now, like I said, even though this was the person God had for me, he came and triggered my healing. And from what I've been shown and have learned, I triggered some things to be worked out in him too. And again, that's probably a continuous thing. When you come together with someone, you should make each other better. You should be doing things too, because really it's a spiritual connection. It's a spiritual relationship, which is supposed to cause you to elevate spiritually. And depending on how you two go about that and clear things out and be on one page where that's concerned in a loving manner, and that matters a lot too. The fact that you choose love, which is what I'm getting to. Concerning this person, I was tripping. They had their trips too, but the way he set up is he handled me in such a way where he held the space for me to heal. Did he trip out on me sometime and have to check me sometime? And vice versa. But what I discovered was he was a catalyst for me to finish that part of my healing. And even though he was a catalyst for me to finish that part of my healing, we are able to be in relationship and have a harmonious, loving, beautiful, godly relationship. And it's all because I didn't go looking. I left it in God's hands. I never was one to go look, as I said before, but I would have to be available and open to a relationship. I've never been a seeker of a man. Never been my thing. However, as I stated before, it was still work that I had to do. So I'm saying it to say, even though it's wise to do the work on yourself while you're waiting on God to bring whomever he has for you, you may still have more work to do when that person comes. And they will be, again, a catalyst or a vessel to help you do that healing work. And so, yeah, what can come out of that is a beautiful relationship and godly relationship. Because when God is at the forefront, and that doesn't mean you're perfect and everything is so beautiful, but you can make it beautiful. You know how they say People want a fantasy. They want to act like, a fairy tale marriage or relationship. I'm one who believes you can have a fairy tale if that's what you create. So you can't create strife and problems and issues and, you know what I'm saying, and think that you're going to have paradise. You have to be paradise, and you have to create a paradise, both of you, for there to be a paradise. And again, that doesn't mean you're not going to work through some things. But the point is, you're going to work through them, and you're going to work through them together, because you're in this together. When you're in it together and you supporting each other in a loving way, and I mean for real supporting each other, I ain't talking about somebody faking and fronting, but really hating and jealous of you, and trying to tear you down. And I only mention those things because it do happen. Narcissistic people are out here, and that's how they operate, but that's a whole nother subject that I don't care to get into. But I'm saying it to say that's a lot of what people experience in their relationships. Y'all know I'm not making this up. But when you come across the one God has for you, and that's in that the other person or somebody before that didn't work out couldn't have been. But again, people go left. Which is what I'm saying. When you in agreement with what God is doing, what God said, and you come together and let God do the work in you individually as well as with your partner, you can create a partnership. You can create a paradise, a partnership, of course, but a paradise. You can. But it takes two to tangle, and really three, because God is how they say, it's a saying like, I do threesomes. Me, him, and God. Really, God, me, and him. Or God, him, and me, because I'm a woman. He's the head. So it's three of us, the Holy Trinity. We the Holy Trinity. But my point is, God is the head. You allow him to lead and guide and direct. And both of you are in agreement with that. So you work together to make things work. And if it means dealing with some of your stuff, what you do? Deal with it, clear it up, and you deal with each other in a loving manner as best as you can. And improve where you having issues with that at. So, the point that I'm making is, when God has who he has for you, you ain't got to go looking for no man. In fact, you shouldn't. The way to find you a good man, and I want to emphasize godly man, and sometimes godly looks different for everyone. For me personally, I also included somebody that would be cool for who I am. Because even though I'm part of a certain community, I'm also into other things. So I needed someone that would be accepting of that. But again, when I let God know what you know me. I said, you know me, and you know what's right for me. You know what I need. You know what's right for me. I left it in his hands. So the way to find a good man or a woman is to don't do it. Give it to God. Leave it alone. Let it go. Go about your business. And go about your business doing you, living your best life, doing the work in you, making yourself better, inside and out, the inside and your external life. And let the truth be told, when your inner man is better and improve, everything outside of you will improve. It's really from the inside out. So when you're doing the internal work, your external life is going to change along with that. So take note. How do you find a good man or a good woman? Don't do it. Don't do it. Let God. Let go and let God. So you guys, I'm going to leave it right there. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. Please click on that red subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Please click on that bell right next to that red subscribe button so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. You can also connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at Latricia Booker, on Twitter at Kingdom Business 9. That is Kingdom Business with one S and the number 9. You can also connect with me on Likey at 1 Dr. Booker, the number 1 DRBOOKER. You guys, that's my time. I hope you enjoyed this video, but that's my time, so you know what that means. You already know. Me, she, her. I'm out. Peace. Peace.